you ever get the sense that something is shifting inside you, but you can't quite name it? Like there's a friction between the life you're living and the one you know you're meant for. We all feel it. That heavy, invisible weight pressing down on your chest when you wake up in the morning. The sense that you're running, constantly running, but somehow stuck in the same place. Life becomes a loop, and you don't know when you stopped moving forward. Only that you did. But maybe that stuck feeling isn't a flaw. Maybe it's not failure or weakness. Maybe it's a message, a signal from within that says, slow down, pay attention, something needs to change. It's easy to blame outside circumstances, the job, the bills, the routine. But sometimes, the thing keeping us stuck is hidden in plain sight, woven into the very habits we repeat every day without thinking. Today, we're going deeper than surface solutions. We're not just talking about how to stop feeling stuck in life. We're diving into something far more powerful. The invisible systems shaping your future. The choices, patterns, and daily behaviors that quietly create momentum or keep you standing still. And to help guide us, we turn to Aristotle, one of history's greatest minds. He said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Not a single act, not one big breakthrough, but habit. This is how to stop feeling stuck in life. And by the end of this journey, you'll understand exactly how to reset, realign, and begin again with purpose. Let's be honest. You already know the routine. The alarm goes off before the sun even rises. You reach for your phone without thinking, already pulled into the noise of other people's lives. You scroll, you eat, you work, and then you scroll again. The day disappears, then the week, then a month. Eventually, you find yourself lying awake at night, asking a quiet but persistent question. Is this really it? It's not that you're doing anything wrong. You're showing up. You're getting things done. But deep down, there's a dull ache, a nagging sense that you're moving but not actually going anywhere. Like treading water in a vast ocean, just keeping your head above the surface, using all your energy to survive, while a part of you longs to swim forward. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're just stuck. And being stuck feels like disconnection from your passion, from your joy, from the version of yourself that once believed things could be different. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time something made your heart race because it mattered that much? Do you remember waking up excited, not because of a vacation or a weekend plan, but because you were living a life that lit you up? Can you point to something, anything that you did this week that your future self would be proud of? These are not easy questions, but they are important. They invite you to look deeper than your to-do list or calendar. They ask you to check in with the part of yourself that knows when something has gone numb. Because feeling stuck is not failure. It's feedback. It's your inner world trying to tell you that something needs to shift, that you've outgrown old patterns or environments, that you're ready for change, even if you haven't quite figured out how to take the first step. And recognizing that is where transformation begins. Meanwhile, let's take a moment to revisit Aristotle's powerful insight. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. At first glance, it sounds simple, but that single sentence carries a profound truth about how we live, grow, and ultimately shape our destinies. Aristotle wasn't talking about excellence as the kind of success we often see on magazine covers or social media feeds. He wasn't talking about fame, recognition, or sudden moments of glory. He was pointing to something much quieter and far more consistent. He was talking about rhythm, about the patterns we fall into every day, the small, invisible behaviors we repeat until they become who we are. This is where it gets real. The truth is, you are not your goals. You are not your potential. You are not even your dreams. You are the sum of your habits, the things you do when no one's watching, the choices you make when it would be easier not to, the ways you speak to yourself, the time you give to distractions, the moments you choose action over delay. So if you feel stuck, if life feels like it's looping back on itself over and over again, it might not be because something is wrong with you. It may simply be that the habits you've developed are quietly leading you in circles. And habits, once built, don't ask for permission to keep running. They follow the path you've already set. Day after day, step after step, imagine your life as a trail winding through a dense forest. Each habit is a footprint. If you keep placing your feet in the same spots, it doesn't matter how fast or hard you walk. You'll always end up in the same clearing. You'll always return to the same sense of stuckness, no matter how badly you want to change. This is where awareness becomes everything. It's time to pause and ask yourself, what habits, whether you realize it or not, have brought you to this exact moment in your life? Are they helping you grow? Or are they just helping you survive? Because here's something else to consider. If nothing changes, if you continue moving with the same patterns and routines, where will you be in 1 year? 5 years? Will anything look different? Or will you still be staring at the same view, wondering how to move forward? The good news is, habits can be changed. But that change starts by being honest with yourself about what's running your life behind the scenes. The power is not in trying to leap forward overnight. It's in turning your attention to the small choices that are quietly shaping your future. So, how do we actually turn that trail around? How do we stop walking in circles and begin moving forward with intention and clarity? It begins by recognizing that the loop we feel stuck in is often made of small, unnoticed decisions that pile up over time. The good news is that we don't need a massive overhaul to shift direction. What we need is a thoughtful approach, one rooted in awareness, focus, and repetition. The first step is to become aware of the patterns you live by. Most of our habits run quietly in the background, guiding our days without conscious thought. To uncover them, you have to start noticing. For the next few days, pay close attention to your routine from the moment you wake up to when you fall asleep. Journal it if you can. Take note of your impulses and tendencies. What is the first thing you do when you open your eyes? Where does your mind wander when you're bored or overwhelmed? What activities leave you feeling drained, and which ones give you energy again? This isn't about judgment. It's about curiosity. You're not trying to shame yourself into change. You're learning how you've been living so that you can understand what needs to shift. Once you've spotted the repetitive patterns that are keeping you stuck, it's time to choose one to shift, not 10. Just one. The mistake many people make is trying to reinvent their whole life overnight. But that approach rarely lasts. Instead, focus on a keystone habit. That's a small habit that naturally influences other areas of your life. It might be as simple as waking up 30 minutes earlier to give yourself time before the world needs you. It could be choosing to drink a glass of water before you reach for caffeine. Maybe it's putting your phone away during meals to be more present, or writing down one clear intention each morning so your day has direction. These may seem like small gestures, but they send powerful messages to your brain. They say, I am changing. I am moving. Then comes the most important part. Repeating that shift, not perfectly, but consistently. This is where most people give up, because they expect perfection. They think falling off track means failure. But that's not how habits are built. The transformation comes from returning to the practice again and again, even after a setback. The goal isn't to do it flawlessly. It's to keep showing up, one choice at a time, one step at a time. This is where Aristotle's wisdom truly comes alive. Excellence isn't a burst of effort. It's not a dramatic gesture. It's a rhythm, a steady beat, a choice repeated often enough that it becomes who you are. Each time you follow through on that one habit, you lay a new brick in the foundation of your future. Each time you show up again, you rewrite a small part of your story. Over time, those small changes become your new path. And without even realizing it, you'll look up one day and realize you're not stuck anymore. You're moving. You've been moving all along. Let's pause for a moment, not just to catch our breath, but to ask something that goes deeper. If someone followed you with a camera for an entire week, silently observing your choices and your rhythms, what would they learn about you? What would your habits reveal about what you truly value? Would they see someone drifting through the day, reacting to the world without intention? Or would they witness someone moving with purpose, building a life around the person they are becoming? We often say we want change, growth, or fulfillment. But our habits are the truth tellers. They reflect what we actually prioritize, not just what we say we want. So ask yourself, are the things you do every day moving you toward the version of yourself you believe in? These are not easy questions. They are meant to challenge, not to criticize. Because feeling stuck does not mean you have failed. It means something inside you is ready to shift. It means your current patterns are no longer enough to carry the weight of who you are becoming. Stagnation is not a wall. It is a mirror. It reflects the moment where your comfort zone begins to tighten and your potential starts knocking. That tension you feel is not punishment. It is the invitation to change course. You are not defined by the choices you made yesterday. What matters is the choice you are willing to make today. The moment this video ends is the moment your next chapter begins. Not with a dramatic leap, but with a single, deliberate step in a new direction. If something in this message touched a nerve or sparked a thought, I invite you to share it in the comments. Sometimes, the smallest insight can open the biggest door. What part of this reflection stayed with you? Where in your life do you feel stuck? And what is one new habit you are ready to try, not for perfection, but for progress? This space is built for more than quick advice or motivational highs. It is here to help you slow down, to think clearly, and to grow with purpose. Not through force or pressure, but through honest attention and intentional action. Lasting change does not come from big declarations. It comes from the quiet repetition of better habits. It grows from the patience to keep showing up even when it feels slow. And it strengthens every time you choose to act from the version of yourself that is still becoming. Remember the words of Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. That means change is not just possible. It is already in motion. Every time you take a small action in a new direction, you become someone different, someone stronger, someone more aligned with the life you are meant to live. So take the next step. Do it with intention. Do it with consistency. And know this with certainty. You are not doing this alone. We are right here with you.